My name is Kevin Matheson. I'm the Director of the Anderson County Detention Center here at the Sheriff's Office. I've been with the Sheriff's Office for approximately 22 years. I was appointed Director here at the Detention Center a little over a year ago. I just can't say enough of how proud I am of our detention deputies that work down here at our detention center daily. We have 4 rotating shifts. We have around 12 officers per shift, and that includes the lieutenant, the staff sergeant, the corporal, which is our leadership team. They rotate on the same exact schedule as our road patrol unit, so we actually have an Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and a Delta. We also have day shift personnel. Those actually provide different functions within our facility. We actually have a lady that's dedicated to our commissary. We have someone dedicated to classification, which is a very huge part in a detention facility because you have 3 basic classifications, which is obviously minimum, medium, and maximum security, but those classifications branch off of that tremendously depending on who the person or the type of crime they committed and whether or not they need protective custody, things of that nature. So that's a full-time job trying to keep up with that. We also have someone that's assigned permanently to property. Because as you can imagine, with our normal daily operation of around 400 detainees that come into our facility or that are housed in our facility, you can double that, triple that on the amount of people that's actually coming in when we make bond. But when they come in, we have to store their property for them securely until they're released. So that's a huge effort on that part as well. And then, of course, we have the kitchen. We have an officer assigned to the kitchen. Even though we utilize the state trustees as workers in the kitchen, we have to have an officer that oversees those daily activities. So that becomes a tremendous responsibility as well. The trustee program this program enables us to utilize inmates from the South Carolina Department of Corrections in different jobs related to the detention center, namely the kitchen. We serve an abundance of meals. You have to think of how many people that we have incarcerated. They are served 3 meals a day. We have to do that by law. So that's a lot of meals that are coming in and out of the kitchen. That's a lot of dishes that have to be washed, so forth and so on. Also, the aspect of cleaning. We have an A rating from DHEC in our kitchen, so that's very important to us. And those state trustees allow us to be able to effectively keep our jail running on a daily basis. They provide somewhere around 7,400 man hours every month for us. And if you multiply that by minimum wage, that ends up being a tremendous amount of money that is being saved for the taxpayers of Anderson County. So we're very proud of that program. I think the general public doesn't think a lot of the detention center, and by that I mean I think we all have kind of a subconscious idea that when someone's arrested, we turn a key until a judge says let them go and they just kind of disappear. What I try to remind people is that the horrific stories that they see on the news from some of the public that are able to commit some of the most vicious crimes, they don't just vanish and they don't just disappear. They're housed, and our guys have to deal with them daily. So 24 hours, 7 days, 365 days, they have to be tended to. So just because they disappear from the media or from the news story of that particular day, they continue to be a huge part of our detention officers' lives on a daily basis. I just can't say enough of how proud I am of our detention deputies that work down here at our detention center daily. As I've said before, they don't receive the credit sometimes, I think, for what they have to endure on a daily basis on trying to house the individuals that have committed some of the most heinous crimes that you can imagine. Our detention deputies are there, they're willing, they're able, and they come into work every day proud to serve Anderson County in that capacity. And thank God we have those guys that are willing to do that.